Hello and welcome to episode 23 of Full Movie Podcast, a show where we talk about those long forgotten classics that deserve a rewatch. I'm Freya.
I'm Matt.
How are you doing, Matt?
I'm groovy.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Good.
There's a reason why I'm saying groovy.
Oh?
It's relevant.
Is it?
It is.
What's it relevant to?
Something.
Oh, alright then.
How are you?
I'm very well, yeah. Very good.
What you been up to? Done
Yeah,
anything?
had a little weekend away with my mother. That was
What'd you do?
nice. We went to see my granddad.
Oh, how is he?
He's very well.
Oh, that's good. Should we crack on with the show?
Yes, let's. Why don't you tell us what we are talking about today?
Today, we are doing the hardcore shoot-'em-up version of Calamity Jane that is known as The Quick and the Dead.
A female gunfighter seeks revenge for her father's death, but to get to the man responsible, she must enter a dueling tournament.
Ooh. Directed by Sam Raimi, who also did the brilliant Evil Dead trilogy. Mm-hmm. He did all three of the Spider-Man films, but two of them were good. The third one was crap.
We don't talk about that.
Yeah, let's not say. Dark Man, which is a brilliant comic book film. He likes his comic book films. Mm-hmm. We'll come to that later. Drag Me to Hell, The Gift, an underrated gem, I might add. Mm-hmm. Oz the Great and Powerful. I
don't mind it.
I don't like it. Yeah. And then the up-and-coming Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, a comic book film, lo and behold.
Huzzah!
Can you see a pattern? Can you?
Yes.
Good. Okay. It was written by Simon Moore, who basically only did the film Traffic.
Right.
And also the TV version of that, but hasn't done much else.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, what do we think?
I did like it.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked, because I'm a female, I liked the female lead, Sharon Stone. Yes. Lost it there.
I really thought you were going to be like, the name of the character, but no, it was Sharon.
Who's that little known actress, hasn't been in much.
Yeah, Sharon Stone, yeah. Whose husband's leg was bitten off by a Komodo dragon. True story.
Goodness.
You look totally shocked.
I am. That's epic.
We'll go on to that at some point in our lives.
Sure, you tell me about it later.
Okay.
But yeah, I thought it was really, I don't know, I'm not a big Western fan, as we know, but I'm not aware of too many female-led kind of gunslinger revenge stories out there. Apart from Calamity Jane, but it's a bit different.
That wasn't much of a revenge story, though, was it?
No, not really.
That was more like a singing, "No, I shouted," sort of story.
Yeah, but, she had a rival and
even told the golden daffodil. Right, anyway.
Okay, we'll do Calamity Jane at one point, and it can
please.
just be purely singing. But yeah, so I thought that was really great, and it was interesting. It kind of reminded me a lot of Kill Bill, in the sort of style of the story, and she's not a kind of sexy it's not a sexy role. She's not objectified by the camera, despite the best efforts of all the male characters who are all trying to sexualize and objectify her. She really isn't. Even in there's a scene where she changes out of her sort of leathers. That makes it sound sexy.
That is very sexual.
No, they're like, ranch gear.
Yeah.
Changes out of her gunslinger outfit and into a dress, very fancy dress.
And puts a shawl over as well.
And she's not, not, she doesn't, even though she's feminine, she's still not, kind of sexualised.
Okay.
Which I thought was an interesting call, because it would be so easy to have her looking in both outfits, looking incredibly sexy. Not that she doesn't. I mean, I'm not like throwing shade at Sharon Stone. She looks great.
Sounds like you are.
No, she looks great, but she's just not, the point isn't to objectify her. Okay.
Well, I mean, I will say that this is a fact, but it isn't included in my fact, but it's
a bonus fact.
It's a bonus fact. Basically, there was supposed to be a sex scene between her and Russell Crowe's court.
Yes.
Yeah, but Sam Raimi took it out because he was like, it doesn't fit.
Well,
I'm sure that was his exact words, actually.
Yeah, well, he's a preacher, isn't he? It wouldn't fit in with his kind of reformed character.
It just wouldn't even fit into the story, really.
No, it just would have been pointless.
So
it hints at a sex scene between her and a very, very young Leonardo
the kid.
DiCaprio.
Yes.
But I'm not sure that that's what actually happened.
No, it didn't, because afterwards she says, you passed out, you threw up in the front or somewhere and passed out.
Do you know how old he was in this film? Because he looks about 14.
No, he's a little bit older than that. I think he's 18. I think.
Well, still gross.
Because he was 17 in What's Eating Gilbert Grape, where he got his Oscar nomination. Mm-hmm. And then this was the next film after that.
Oh, okay.
So I think he's 18.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think that they rely too heavily on sex appeal in this film.
No, definitely not. It's gritty.
Yeah, I've recently had conversations with friends about sexualization of certain DC characters, and I don't like many films that overly sexualize a character. I mean, Harley Quinn in Suicide Squad. It's didn't bring anything to the character, and she's not supposed to be this sexy character either.
No.
She's not. She's supposed to be a lunatic. She's supposed to be the Joker's girlfriend.
Well, exactly. That's not really... I mean, the original incarnation with her jester costume, it's tight-fitting, but it's not particularly sexy.
No, she's voluptuous, but again, it's not emphasised.
And she's just... Yeah,
she's just drawn that way.
She's... Nice.
Maybe.
But yeah, I agree with you. I think it's just... It's just unneeded. It's just not necessary.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Sharon Stone has done a lot of sexual films.
Yeah.
Basic Instinct, even a role in Total Recall. Mm-hmm. And then there was one film that I can never remember the name of it, but I know UB40 were on the soundtrack to it. I can't remember it. It's the one where, Ooh Baby, I Love Your Way.
Sure, I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, it's the... anyway, yeah, there's that film, which again is a very sexualised film.
Well, she's a very sexy lady, and it's just nice to see her in a different role.
And if I'm honest, I think her sexiest role was actually The Quick and Dead.
Uh-huh.
I think she looks stunning.
She does. She looks beautiful. Anyway, we said sexy enough. How about you? What do you think of the film?
I like the sex appeal of it.
The understated sex appeal.
So I'm going to say it because I've teased about this. I think this is the best non-comic book film, as in it
the style.
Yeah. It feels like a comic book film. Like Sam Raimi's camera angles that he does, which we'll come on to later on. Mm-hmm. He does these brilliant zoom in shots.
Yeah.
Which you see him in pretty much all his film. There's the scene in Spider-Man 2 where Dr. Octopus is getting his tentacles removed, and you see the camera zooming around all over the place and shadows everywhere.
Yeah,
it was a great scene.
He really the framing of his shots is very, very comic book.
Yes,
style.
Exactly. And this film has those comic book elements.
It really does. There are some great examples. If you want, with the with the bullet wounds.
Yep.
So there are probably 4 really great, very, very over the top bullet wounds.
Yes.
Where they just create a hole through a person's head, hand / torso.
Yeah, the end gun battle was that, but
there's, I think it's when the hired gun gets...
Sergeant Cantrell.
Thank you.
Something like that.
Something like
Keith
that.
David.
Yep. He gets a bullet through the head.
Oh yeah.
And I think you can. So it shows the back of his head, and you can see Herod.
Yeah.
Through the hole in his head.
Yeah.
And that's just horrible, but it's such a great visual. It's really
fantastic. This is a visual treat.
It is.
This film.
Yeah.
And it's not a film that is spoken about very much.
No. I mean, I really didn't know much about it before we watched it.
No, it's not a cult film either. But I'm just going to read off that actors and actresses that are in this film. Mm-hmm. So obviously we've mentioned Sharon Stone as Ellen, even though I don't think her name's really mentioned. I
think she's only really mentioned as the lady.
Yeah. But it kept coming up on my Google searches that it was Ellen. And it was like, okay, right on. Her name's Ellen. Gene Hackman as Herod. Mm-hmm. Russell Crowe as Court, his very first American film, I might add, which was like interesting. You know, if I'm honest, pre-Gladiator and this, which I remember it coming out because I liked Sam Raimi, but I only knew him from Romper Stomper, which is an Australian Nazi film. It's good, but that's, you know,
nothing really noteworthy.
No, and again, I was like, oh yeah, he hasn't been in loads of stuff. It's not like he was in the Goonies or anything like that. You know, although that would be pretty awesome.
That would be good.
I want to see him play Mouth.
Yeah.
Then you have Leonardo DiCaprio as the kid.
Yep.
It wasn't his first film.
No.
He'd been in many other films before that, including Critters 3.
Really?
I love Critters 3. Terrible film.
Wonderful.
Tobin Bell, Jigsaw, as Dog Kelly. Kevin Conway as Eugene Dredd. Keith David as Sergeant Cantrell. Lance Henriksen as Ace. Pat Hingle as Horace. Gary Sinise as the Marshal. And Mark Boone Jr. as Scars. Now, I'm just going to quickly say, Mark Boone Jr.
Yeah.
I like that name.
It's a great name, yeah.
Good name.
Sounds
Strong,
like a cowboy name.
Strong name. Also, he looks like the lead singer of Coheed and Cambria. He's got big, fluffy hair.
Yeah.
He's pretty cool. He has done... Let's just quickly go through this. He was in 30 Days of Night, Batman Begins, The Mandalorian, and he's most famously known as being Bobby Elvis in Sons of Anarchy.
He's very recognisable, isn't he?
He is. I do like him. He's one of those... I'd quite like to see him in more films.
Yeah,
because I actually really like him. I actually really, really like Bobby Elvis in Sons of Anarchy.
I haven't seen it. So
really good
you
character.
watched it without me.
Sorry.
That's all right.
I was working nights.
I know.
Oh, sorry. Working nights. Bunny ears. Working nights. So,
but
yeah,
Sons of Anarchy, yeah,
he is an awesome actor, and I think he deserves more.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, the calibre of this film's actors and actresses is fantastic.
Yeah, we've talked about all-star casts in the past, and this is, you know, definitely, you know, verging on an all-star cast, but perhaps they're now stars rather than then stars.
Well, yeah, I mean, one of the all-star cast films, Bunny Ears, I've got to say, was Social Network, which again I think is like now stars, not then stars. This is one of those films which is definitely now stars, then stars, all stars.
Okay, sure.
This is the all-star. Because Gene Hackman,
well, yeah,
Leonardo DiCaprio,
sure, all right,
who was big. He was in Romeo and Juliet before he was in this.
Was he?
Yeah, I think so.
No, I don't think so.
I think he was.
Oh, well.
Let's agree to agree.
All right. Fair enough.
So, but yeah, this is a good casting film. And again, Sam Raimi, who before this hadn't done loads of well-known films.
Yeah,
I think
so mainstream.
No, I think obviously the Evil Dead films and Army of Darkness was quite a success during that time. But then you have Darkman. What else came next? I don't think there's much else.
No.
So this was quite a sort of like, ooh, Sam Raimi's directed a Western? Doesn't he only do horror?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, no, he did a Western really, really well.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But yeah, basically, I like this film.
Yeah, I liked it as well. I thought
The
it was great.
only reason we put it on our list is because I saw it on Amazon Prime and I went, I haven't seen that in ages.
Well,
oh
that
my
is the
God.
point of this podcast.
Exactly. We need to watch that. Freya, guess what we're doing? What? It's the morning. Yeah, but we're going to do Quick and the Dead. The what? The Quick and the Dead. Go back to bed, Matt. It's 4:00 in the morning.
That is how it happened.
That is, yeah.
I think. I was half asleep.
Yeah. So, shall we get on to our favourite scene?
Yes, let's.
I'll let you go first.
My favourite scene is a real kind of I'm woman, hear me roar kind of scene. It's when...
I'm every woman. I don't remember that scene.
No, that's not what I said.
Is that the director's cut?
Stop cheapening
okay.
what I'm saying.
I'm sorry. Go on.
Ellen is dueling a man, Eugene Dredd.
Yep.
Because he has
Kevin Conway. Yep.
Yes, he has just raped the bar owner's daughter, and he's being really kind of gross and blasé about it, and so she challenges him, and the next shot is them kind of